The Iron Dome, the pride of Israeli defense, has failed. Iranian missiles are hitting Tel Aviv, civilian panic is rising, and now in a dramatic escalation, the United States has bombed Iran's nuclear sites. A full-scale regional war is unfolding, with global consequences. This is Talk Maniac, where we dig deeper into the headlines. Today's episode, how Iran outmaneuvered Israel's defense, why the Iron Dome is no longer enough, and how America's direct strike on Iran may trigger the next global crisis. For over a decade, the Iron Dome was considered one of the world's most effective missile defense systems. Intercepting short-range threats with 90% accuracy, it allowed Israel to function while under attack, a luxury few countries have. But in June 2025, the illusion broke. Iran launched over 200 projectiles, drones, short and medium-range ballistic missiles and maneuverable warheads, and Iron Dome's interception rate dropped to just 65%. Not only did it fail to stop the barrage, it showed the world that Israel's defense is not invincible. On June 13th, amid a collapsing Israeli parliament, Prime Minister Netanyahu authorized a bold move, a coordinated airstrike inside Iran. Hundreds of Israeli aircraft took to the skies, F-35 stealth jets, F-15s and F-16s, armed Heron drones. Using Iraqi and Syrian airspace, Israel's jets struck key military targets, radar stations, missile launch sites, nuclear enrichment labs. By morning, Iran's skies were scorched, and Israel claimed victory. But that victory was short-lived. Iran's air force is outdated, but its missile program, world-class. Iran struck back with a calculated wave of missile retaliation, using Shahab-3 and Imad for medium-range precision, Qadr 110 with zigzag maneuvering to evade interceptors, and Shahed-136 drones launched in swarms. Some missiles split into submunitions, confusing Israeli radar. Others used solid fuel, reducing launch prep time and giving no warning. Within 72 hours, missiles fell in Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Ashkelon. Civilians fled to shelters, refineries caught fire, a military command center was hit. Israel, which had always fought wars on someone else's land, was now under siege. As Israel's defenses buckled, Washington stepped in. On June 21st and 22nd, the United States launched one of its most aggressive operations since Iraq. 2003, B-2 Spirit bombers dropped 30,000-pound GBU-57 bunker busters on Iran's Fordow nuclear site, buried over 300 feet underground. Tomahawk cruise missiles were fired from submarines in the Gulf. Cyber teams hit Iran's air defense systems. Drones reportedly tracked and eliminated mobile launch vehicles. The strike was surgical but devastating. The goal? To cripple Iran's nuclear breakout capability, without starting a world war. Trump called it a spectacular military success. But Iran called it an act of war. Despite the airstrikes, Iran's strategic strength remains. Mobile launchers are hidden missile factories are spread across mountains and underground networks, and drones are cheap, decentralized, and constantly in production. Iran hasn't even used its most advanced weapons yet. Fatah-1 hypersonic missile, Mach 13, nearly undetectable Khorramshahr, high payload, up to 2,500 kilometer range Hajj Qasem, capable of complex in-air maneuvers. And through its proxies, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Houthis and Yemen militias in Iraq and Syria, Iran is preparing for asymmetrical revenge. Missile wars aren't just about firepower, they're about economics. A single Iranian drone may cost $20,000. An Israeli interceptor? $80,000 to $120,000. Iran's strategy is smart: bleed Israel dry, force interceptors to be wasted, deplete stockpiles, collapse public morale. Shipping giant Maersk paused operations in Haifa. Flights have been diverted, markets are trembling, oil prices are rising. This isn't just a battle in the sky, it's an economic and psychological war. In Gaza, over 55,000 people were killed in the last Israeli campaign, but when 24 Israelis were killed in Iran's response, the world didn't side with Israel. Why? Because public opinion has shifted. For many, this feels like karma. Now even Israelis are questioning military policy. Why are we calling for US help? Why are we living in bunkers? And perhaps the most important question, is this conflict worth it? The United States strikes lacked congressional approval. Democrats are accusing Trump of unilateral war-making. In the United Nations, urgent meetings are underway. Russia and China are backing Iran diplomatically. Europe is split. The Gulf is, well, silent, and Tehran vows eternal consequences. Proxies are activating. The region is on edge. Here's what could happen next. Iran launches ballistic missiles at United States bases in Iraq or Qatar. Hezbollah opens a second front in northern Israel. Houthis disrupt shipping in the Red Sea. Iran closes the Strait of Hormuz, blocking about 1/3 of global oil supply. Israel pushes for nuclear bunker busters, risking, honestly, the unthinkable. Each move raises the stakes. Each move brings us closer to the edge. Israel achieved one of the most sophisticated airstrikes in modern history. Iran proved it could absorb that blow and strike back. The United States intervened, but now owns part of the fallout. And the rest of the world? Watching, waiting, worrying. Because in 2025, warfare isn't about territory. It's about resilience, technology, and global influence. Missile by missile, drone by drone, press conference by press conference. This is the new Cold War, but it's getting hotter by the day. This is Talk Maniac. If this breakdown made sense of the chaos, subscribe now. Tell us in the comments, did the United States do the right thing? Will Iran retaliate harder? And is the Iron Dome era over? One war, 3 nations, 0 guarantees. Stay sharp, stay safe.